if someone 100 years from now is watching this, do me a favor. If you have figured out time travel by then, come back and get me out of here.
Hello everybody, how are you all doing? So it's very sunny and bright today, and supposedly it's going to be hot. I know that's a relative term, but I think it's going to be around 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which I believe is 30 degrees Celsius. Again, that may not be hot to you, but some of you know it's been kind of cool and raining a lot here in California. And today's supposed to be hot, so I'm not ready for that. So I'm going to head to the coast today where it's about 20 degrees cooler. I have a couple of announcements, quick announcements, if you missed my last video. First is we're having a free online workshop about the 10 ox herding pictures, and that's going to be Saturday, June 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I will send out information and registration info about that. If you're not on my email list, go to jasonquinzen.com, jump on that email list, and I'll send you that information. Otherwise, I will be posting the registration links in my future YouTube videos. Let's see. Second announcement. I have a new YouTube channel. If you're interested in short videos about Zen stories, koans, poems, I'm putting a link down below. It's called Wisdom of Zen. And the idea of this was to make a very simple channel with very simple teaching. You're not going to see my face, and I won't be going on hikes or anything. Just kind of reciting these teachings that I find very valuable. So if you want to subscribe to that, the link is down below. Go check it out. Okay, so I'm off to Santa Cruz right now. I'm going to a destination that I usually don't go to. If you're interested in that and want to join me, follow me. Okay, looks like we have to pay to stay. Okay, so we made it. We're in Santa Cruz. Now, usually I go to the ocean, the beach. There's the boardwalk, that area, in some of my videos. But I'm gonna show you around kind of the downtown area of Santa Cruz. I see a little river or something to the right of me. I'm gonna check that out and see if there's a trail or path, something like that. So let's see, without getting hit by a car. Yeah, we got to do it. Very happy to run into this place. I didn't even know this park is here. I'm not sure what the name of this park is, but it's a nice surprise. Ah, San Lorenzo Park. That's where we are. Well, that makes sense since the name of the river is San Lorenzo. Okay, so that was the park. I think we're gonna check out the town of Santa Cruz. Let's go. Seems very quiet here today. I guess it's still early. It's almost 11 a.m. When I've been here before, it was on the weekend, so there's a lot of cars and a lot of people. All the restaurants and cafes are full, but it's very quiet today, which is nice in its own way.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
What are you picking up?
Just taking video, man.
I thought you.
Oh, no, I'm just walking
You're not
around.
just doing sound?
Just capturing
Okay, well,
the
my name's
scene
Randy.
of the city.
Okay,
Your name's
my
Randy?
Randy, and this is a friend of mine. I've known him 20 years.
Right on.
This is Marshall. We're both veterans.
Oh, wonderful.
Marine Corps.
Thank you.
What are you, cadet? I forgot.
I'm a captain. No,
I'm
captain.
fucking with him. I've been fucking with him all day.
He always does. He always does.
And I'm a Marine Corps vet. Honorable discharge.
I'm a vet too.
No, you're not.
I am.
You don't act like one.
Hey, before I go, I gotta get going, but maybe give me some wisdom. You got any wisdom for me to share?
I got some wisdom for you.
All right.
Okay. Sometimes to find a friend, we gotta be the friend first. You know, and you'd be surprised when you can find somebody out for a cheap price and win somebody over to your side just by your example. Because sometimes we can have more power and effect in our example than words itself.
I like it, man. Thank you so much. That was good.
You're welcome.
Take care, brother.
Free. I usually charge for that. You know what?
Very interesting people here.
I've been messing around. I don't know about favorite, but I've been messing around with different stuff. I've been messing around with Sultans to Swing, so I'll goof around with that.
Oh, sweet.
Get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park in the meantime. South of the river, you stop in your home, benefit. Band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. Feel alright when you hear the music play. Way on down south in London town. I gotta try to feel it, I'm not there yet.
Oh, I love it. Nice, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Really
Sounds
worked
awesome.
it out.
What's your name?
Andy
Andy.
Sheehan. Yeah.
All right, man. That's great.
Thank you for scaring the hell out of me.
Hey, you're welcome. That's my job. But I do have a couple gifts for you.
Oh,
I'm going to leave with you, all right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, a couple handmade
What's your
things.
name?
I'm Jason.
Oh, nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Jason.
you too. Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Take care. Have a great
All
day.
right. Yeah,
right?
you might notice I do my best with my eyes closed because then I don't have to worry.
I
about what's
understand. I
looking
play guitar too.
at. Well, join me sometime,
All
you know, when I'm
Thanks.
feeling less awkward.
All right, man.
All right, take care, Jason.
You too. Take care.
Yeah, I've seen hotels like that. Thinking about it? Okay.
For you. Maybe you can do something with it. A friend of mine
Thank you.
made this. And,
Absolutely.
she gave me very clear instructions. She said, give it to somebody, and if they want to pass it on to somebody else, whatever you'd like to do with it, maybe you can
All right, thank you.
pass it. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much.
This is musical saw. You see the fellow in the statue behind me, and what he's doing, he's playing musical saw, and that's what this is. And I'm going to play a song for you that most everybody knows.
Okay.
It's called Auld Lang Syne. Because
All right.
you're in for a special treat. I'm going to balance this banana on my nose for you. And for whoever's watching when, could be hundreds of years from now. Have you figured out if someone 100 years from now is watching this, do me a favor. If you have figured out time travel by then, come back and get me out of here. Thank you. Here we go. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Are there any bananas left 100 years from now? That's the question.
Right.
Or are they singing, yes, we have
Are
no
there any
bananas?
humans left?
Yeah, well, there you go. There you go. Have a wonderful what?
Thank you very much. That was beautiful.
You bet.
All right. You played me that beautiful song. These are gifts my friend made me.
What are they?
It's kind of like these awesome little necklaces.
Oh my goodness, those are beautiful.
Now, this is what she instructed me to do.
Yes,
I give somebody 2 of them,
yes.
and you keep one,
And I give one away.
and you give one away. You already
that-
understand this.
You bet, man.
So,
Thank
here
you
you go,
very,
man.
thank
Yeah.
you very much. What is your name?
I'm Jason. You're
Jason. My name is Bernard.
Bernard.
Yes.
All right, Bernard.
Bernard,
Very
yes,
happy
yes,
to
yes,
meet you.
yes.
Thank you for the
And-
beautiful piece. That
well,
was awesome.
thank you very
And
much,
enjoy.
and thank you for these lovely things.
Yeah.
And I certainly will. I will pass one along, and I will cherish the other.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
man.
you
Have
so
a good
much.
day.
All the best to you.
The people here are amazing. You know, when I first started thinking about the Everyday Zen series, this is kind of what I was thinking about. You know, I love meeting people, talking to people, seeing new things. Anyways, if that's something you want to see more of, let me know down in the comments. Walking around and smelling all of that food got me pretty hungry, so I'm going to check out this place here. It's right near the car. It's called Woodstock's Pizza. Okay, so here we go, cheese pizza. I haven't seen one like this before. It's got a little wall going around. Let's see how it tastes. In the beginning of our retreats, we recite the temple rules. And in the temple rules, it talks about eating. And it says, don't attach to your likes and dislikes. Only eat to support your practice and to help others. So if that's the case, I give this pizza a 10 out of 10. All right, lunch is done. I figured we'd go back to the park, and I'd like to share a few things with you. Well, it's not the ocean, but it's still a very interesting place. I've been to the beach and the ocean many times here in Santa Cruz. And downtown, on occasion, once in a while, sometimes, well, we used to stay here overnight and check out the kind of downtown area. Lately, in my conversations with people, I've been hearing a lot of frustration. And it's usually frustration with other people, like coworkers or the boss, family members, or a friend. And I remember when I first started practicing, hearing a teaching from Zen Master Sung Song. And he said that people who frustrate you, who make you angry, are your true teacher. This teacher is better than any sutra, better than any Dharma talk, better than a Zen master. And I've been finding this teaching very valuable throughout my life. Often when you hear me talk about meditation or giving a meditation instruction, I talk about perceiving everything as it is, perceiving truth. Because the problem is we perceive the truth and then we add something to it. We make it good, we make it bad, we make it right, we make it wrong. And of course that creates confusion, frustration, anger, sadness, all different kinds of human experiences that ends up in suffering. During sitting meditation, we breathe in, we breathe out, we do some kind of meditation technique. Maybe you're sitting shikantaza, you don't have any technique. We're just listening, just seeing, just smelling. Right now there's a plane flying overhead. I can make that good, I make it bad, I can like it, I can dislike it, I can make it noisy, right? You can see where this frustration starts. That playing so loud, it's ruining my meditation. But meditation just means that your mind and whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you smell, taste, or touch, become one. And that really allows clarity. It allows us to be free from our grasping and our holding. And if we practice this during our sitting meditation, we can use this in our lives. And I think that's really important to point out. I want to share 3 experiences, and I have a lot of experiences about how to practice with certain people or certain situations. But when I was thinking about this, the first thing that popped up was my teacher. Some of you know Zen Master De Kwang. And I remember the first time I went to the Providence Zen Center to sit I believe it was a 4-week summer retreat. When I arrived at the retreat, I was assigned to be the Moktak master. Now this is the person that helps lead with the chanting. So a Moktak is a wooden instrument, it has a stick, and you bang on it. So it keeps the timing of the chant and everybody together. So I've done it a little bit before when I lived in Seattle, so I was very excited to do this during the retreat. But I just remember when I was doing the job as the Moktak master, my teacher was always correcting me. You're doing the chant too fast, maybe slow it down a little bit. Sometimes I would add a little kind of like a rhythm to it, like a little funky beat. And he would say, no. When you're playing the Moktak, just play it straight. I said, okay. Then he would say, when you're playing the Moktak, you're hitting your head up too high. You're losing a lot of energy. Keep your head low. Look at the floor around 40 degrees when you're doing the Moktak. So eventually I started getting very upset. Like, what's going on with this guy? Some of you who know him understand what I'm saying. And it was one thing after another. Like after we were done with the chanting, I would put the Moktak on the altar, and I would take 3 steps back from the altar and then bow. He would say, oh, your steps are too long. You got to make your steps a little bit shorter. And I was very frustrated, but since this was my first summer retreat at the Providence Zen Center, and I did consider him my teacher, I decided to take advantage of it. Yeah, of course, some thoughts were going in my head, like, what is he doing, man? Is he trying to be an asshole or something? So I recognized these thoughts, I recognized these feelings, and just saw it for what it is, and decided to actually do what he recommended. So I took advantage of what he was saying and used it as a practice. So that was a very interesting thing. I noticed that I was paying attention more to what I was doing, how I was keeping my body, the sound of the Moktak, how fast I was playing, watching my steps. And when I realized that, I started paying attention from moment to moment. Sometimes we call this mindfulness, being mindful of everything you're doing in every moment. So after the retreat, or near the end of the retreat, I realized, wow, my mind is a lot more clear. So taking advantage of what he was saying and using it rather than judging him or getting angry or getting lost in my ideas about what I thought was going on. Using it as a practice. Another teaching that stands out is when my dad was passing. Now, I've talked about this in a couple other videos, but it's something that really stands out. And this was a period of time my dad was passing away. I was with him most of the time in his room. And there came to a point where he wasn't talking very much, wasn't communicating very much at all. He was just mostly sleeping during the day. Sometimes he would, and I would try to give him water, I would try to give him a little medicine if there was a lot of pain. It was very hard to tell what to do because he wasn't able to tell me directly what he needed. So I started creating a lot of ideas about how to help him. So I remember one night, very late, maybe it was 11 p.m., 12 a.m., and I was sitting with him, and I can tell he was in a little bit of discomfort. And it was getting pretty clear that he only had maybe a day or two left. So I had this grand idea, the spiritual idea, that he could become one with this universe and experience his true self. So he lived by the ocean. We had the windows open, and I was listening to the sounds of the ocean, the waves coming in, the waves coming out. So I looked at him and I said, Dad, listen to the ocean. Become one with the ocean. And again, he wasn't saying anything, but he had enough energy to look down, and he kind of lifted up his hand and said, no. And that sound was a big hit in my mind. And I think it was this teaching for me was sometimes our idea of wanting to help gets in the way of actually helping. Our idea is clouded, so we cannot connect to the person in front of us or to the situation in front of us. It's clouded by some view. So there's naturally a disconnection, which results in, well, in this case, no. And I found that very helpful, because then I was able to let go of this. And again, I could have held what he said, like, hey, what do you mean no? I'm trying to help you. Or maybe I'm not a good son, and maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, I didn't know what I was doing. And it was only being honest with that and seeing that very clearly that I don't know what to really do here. And there was something about letting go completely, relying on don't know, that I was able to connect with him and just respond spontaneously. So I remember at that point in the evening, I just sat by him and held his hand. And that was enough to become intimate in that situation and do something helpful. I find that it's really hard for people to completely let go and embrace this don't know mind. Because really, we don't know what we're doing. Even if we think we know what we're doing, if we think we have life figured out and everything makes sense, well, soon it won't make sense. That's just a natural process of everything appearing and disappearing. It's part of our human conditioning. So we really have to trust this don't know. It's very hard to do that because we feel like we always have to be in control of everything. There's an analogy I had about letting go and embracing don't know is when I was younger, they had this kind of, I guess it was a test. I don't remember quite what it was, but it's where, someone goes behind you and you stand up. I had my arms out, and then you fall back and really trusting that the person behind you is going to catch you. I could never quite do this, right before it goes like, oh, no. Or, there's always some resistance. And I really find that same resistance with our practice in our lives about really resisting to completely let go. We don't have control of anything. But there's something wonderful about just falling back into don't know, completely trusting it. Then things become clear and our direction becomes clear. The third teaching I'd like to share just happened recently. I've been visiting my mom about once a month. She had something difficult appear in her life, so I've been trying to visit her. So it was one visit before the last. I was cooking for her. So usually when I would visit, she would cook for me. So I decided, when I visit, you don't have to do anything. I'm going to cook for you. So I was doing my cooking and doing my job, really getting into it. And my mom comes in and looks at the floor and said, Jason, you're really messy. Look at all this stuff on the floor. And I looked down, I was quite surprised. We talk about being clear and being mindful, and here it is with all this kind of vegetables and things on the floor. And again, I decided to use that as a teaching. You know, just because I have a long history with my mom, you know, we always talk about family karma is very strong. So, you know, immediately it's like, why is she checking me? I'm cooking for her. Why did she say this? But again, I noticed that mind. It's okay. This mind is okay. And and she actually took the broom and started sweeping it up, which was another thing that was quite annoying. But again, I looked at it honestly, and then I looked at her and said, oh, thank you very much. So this last time when I went to visit her, it was about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when I was cooking or chopping, I was paying attention to not only my chopping, but just to everything around me. We talk about clear mind meditation and samadhi meditation. Samadhi meditation just means one point. It's a very strong focus. Clear mind meditation means your mind is like a mirror. Wherever you point the mirror, just reflects everything clearly. So yeah, you are being mindful, you are paying attention. You're putting all your energy into the moment, but you're noticing everything around you. And I think that's a very important point. So this last time I was able to see that clearly, take advantage of what she taught me and used it. So I think that's something that we all can do. And just for a bonus, I like to throw out something since it's kind of connected. It was yesterday. I was doing some grocery shopping, and I was coming back from the groceries. I decided to take the freeway because I had one more store to go to, and it was very busy, especially for the lane I needed to get into to get onto the other freeway. So I'm on the freeway, and I'm just passing all of these cars, and I'm like looking for that spot to get in. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know, and a lot of kind of anxiety appears, like, man, my exit's coming up. I better get in here. So I decided to do, I'm going to really focus in and look for this opening. The first opening, I'm just going to grab it. So I was driving, just focusing on the cars. And I saw this car get out of the lane, and I just zoomed right, or hit the brakes so I can slow down and zoom in. But what I didn't realize, there was a big van behind me. And he was very pissed off. He was honking and flipping. I just got to say, oh boy, because I knew what I did and I knew it was a mistake. But this is kind of a good example of samadhi meditation and clear mind meditation, right? I was very focused on getting into the space, but not seeing everything around me. So that, I would say, is a good definition between the clear mind meditation and samadhi meditation. Clear mind meditation would have meant I saw an opening, that's clear. I look in my rearview mirror, oh, there's a van behind me. Slow down carefully. I kind of hit the brakes. And so that was also a wonderful teaching, right? Not holding on to any of this. Yeah, I could have been mad too. It's like, hey, why is he honking at me? What a jerk, man. I'm going to honk back at him, right? This kind of mind, we know from our experience, doesn't help this world. And if we look at this world, we see a lot of this happening. So coming back to our sitting practice, just seeing everything as truth, we don't get so much into our head about I, me, and you. This person's a jerk. This person's nice. I like this, I don't like that. We know that creates so many problems for us. Just seeing everything as it is. Then there's a lot of opportunity. So many things open up and become very clear. And as I said before, with this clear mind meditation, this helps our lives and it gives us a clear direction of how to help. Those are my thoughts for the day. Let me know in the comments, who is your great teacher? Maybe it was a person, maybe it was a situation. Let me know how you handle it, or maybe how you use the practice to see the situation. Sometimes we just react. I've said this before, we're not perfect, but I don't think any of that matters. What's most important is moment to moment, the intention of seeing the moment clearly and using the opportunity to do something helpful. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, I will see you very soon.